It's an homage.
Can you hear me?
Hello and welcome back to Studio 21. I'm your host, Audrey.
And I'm Zane. Today we'll be taking a look at the current drama surrounding JoJo Siwa and discussing some recent theatrical releases.
In addition, we'll be looking at the Makers Market in San Antonio's Pearl District, and we even have a behind-the-scenes interview relating to KRTU Fest.
So stay tuned for all of that and more.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Gossip Guru. I'm Audrey.
And I'm Zane. Today we'll be talking about the current drama surrounding JoJo Siwa.
I'm fairly sure almost everyone on campus has heard about JoJo Siwa in some capacity, but there does seem to be a lot of stuff happening around her right now. So for some background information, if you're not up to speed, JoJo Siwa became famous on Dance Moms, a show about girls going to cutthroat dance competitions. Most of the show's entertainment didn't come from the dances themselves, with the drama between not only the moms, but also between the moms and now infamous dance coach, Abby Lee Miller.
I think the best way to start off talking about Siwa's recent drama is by discussing her new music video, Karma, which is essentially her take on being Miley Cyrus. She's decided to rebrand herself from a colorful child who wears pink and bows and unicorns into
A bad girl?
Yeah, but also in the style of the band Kiss. Her makeup and outfits for the video were pretty reminiscent of something they would wear.
That's certainly interesting. I really don't understand the suddenness of the shift, though. I really thought we all learned from Miley Cyrus.
Maybe Siwa learned a little too much, or actually nothing at all, because Karma wasn't even written by her. Recently it surfaced that the original demos for the song were by Miley Cyrus and Britt Smith. JoJo's current producer has worked for Cyrus before, adding to the conclusion that the song isn't actually hers.
Wow. Did Siwa say anything about it?
She did, and she didn't deny that it's not her own song. Instead, she explained that the artist chose not to use it, and that makes sense for where JoJo is in her career.
That's wild, but if Cyrus and Smith don't mind, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Smith said she was just glad the song was being heard at all, since they didn't use it back in like the 2010s. Still not sure that really makes me like the music video, though.
That's fair with some of the themes I've heard it has.
Sometimes there are things I wish I could unsee, but that's just life, I guess. Anyways, that's all we have for Gossip Guru. I'm Zane.
And I'm Audrey. Thanks for tuning in, and up next we have the music video of the week. Hello everyone, and today we are going to be talking a little bit about Phefu and her friends. And I just want to mention that we both have the coolest hoodies out there.
We're really twinning today.
We really are. So anyway, this is Julian, yes?
Yes.
All right, so what inspired the choice of Phefu and her friends for a Trinity University production?
Right, so at Trinity, we have this class called University Theater Company, which is essentially where theater students will take this class and we'll talk about shows that we want to potentially put on for the next semester. And so what we do is that this show is actually put forward by a group of students, being like, hey, we can do a type of play called interactive realism, or I can't remember the actual name, but it's essentially a play where it's interactive theater where they go around and they essentially put the students up there and like they have it moving around. So it's basically moving the set from one place to another within a specific area in Trinity. And so it's a really cool concept that students put forward and it actually got approved. And so we're super stoked about that.
Awesome, okay. So can you describe the unique aspects of staging Phefu and her friends at Trinity University, especially considering the play's unusual format of multiple settings and audience movement, kind of going into that already?
Right, yeah, and so this type of show, for this specific play, it's very, it's walking around, and I can't remember, for the sake of me, remember the name of it, but essentially the play has different scenes in different aspects. So for example, they have a bedroom set in the vomitorium of the theater. They have it backstage, and they have it in like pretty much everywhere. And so some of the challenges that come with it is that it's pretty much everywhere, so that requires people to walk around and do other things. But that's like a very interesting thing, is that it's always moving and it's a different place that this is almost unlike anything we've ever done before. And that's so exciting.
So I have to ask, what is the vomitorium?
Yeah, so the vomitorium is essentially this area between the it's essentially an area between the front stage and the side areas. So when you go down the steps of a theater, there's this area, and in Greek, essentially in Greek places, in Greek Colosseums, they had areas where they would see the gladiators fight. And so essentially when they see gladiators, it was like so terrible and so horrible. And so they'd go off and they would vomit, and so like go out to throw out empty their stomachs. And essentially that ended up becoming the name for a theater's central side areas where they would go out, and now it's called the vomitorium, is the areas outside of it. And so it's a very interesting thing.
Little historical bit. So what have been the major challenges and rewards of working on the production?
Right. So as someone who works at the Scenic Shop in RTT or the Ruth Taylor Theater, some of the most specific issues that we have is that since this show is everywhere around the theater, it forces us to clean up the entire theater. And so it's so rewarding because it's like, oh my gosh, it's finally clean. But it's also terrible because we have to clean. And so that requires us to be like, oh, for the work today, I'm not making stuff. I am cleaning all day. And it's like, okay, that's so nice. And then it's nice to go in the next day and have it be clean. But then I go back to my dorm and it's like, oh, I have to clean again. And so it's just, I think that's one of the most rewarding and also amazing parts of the thing. It's just we finally have a clean backstage.
You're so real for that. All right, Phefu and Her Friends is known for its exploration of gender roles in human psychology. How has the cast been prepared to handle these complex themes?
Right. So this show being an all-feminine cast or all feminine presenting cast, essentially what that entails is that this show deals with ideas such as feminism, such as the role of the role that gender plays within society overall. And so essentially the way that so this show is an epic theater, and so essentially what epic theater does, epic theater is a type of Brechtian play, and what that means is that it breaks the fourth wall and tries to convey larger themes of, larger symbolic themes, larger messages, and so essentially, with that being the case, the message that it gets across has a lot to do with how the actors actually present the characters, and for the play, one interpretation we've had of gender roles within the play is that there are no actual male or masculine presenting characters on the stage at any point whatsoever. And so what this entails is that there's some actions that the actions that some of the characters do, for example, such as Phefu, where she is a very controlling character. She's always moving things around, and she's basically having influence over the only thing she can influence. And because with her husband being so controlling, she's taking control of the only other thing. And so having the actors explore these thoughts and explore these feelings of how can I represent this sort of struggle, and how can I represent this, and how can I convey this through characterization within the character, becomes an essential part, and it comes with them understanding themselves, their gender, and their and their general actions within it. And so it's a very, very big mix of characterization, understanding the play, and understanding what the purpose of the play is.
Awesome. Okay, so do you have anything else to add about the production of Phefu and Her Friends?
Definitely go see it. It's one of the most interactive plays you might ever see. Lots of fun stuff going on. A really great stage. Not to toot my own horn, but it's a great show. The theater's now really clean. Definitely go see it if you can.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Coming up, do the restaurants in San Antonio live up to their hype? Stay tuned to find out.
Hi, my name is Maddie Supan. I'm a freshman here at Trinity University, which means I'm new to the city of San Antonio. So I've gotten a lot of recommendations for restaurants that I have to try, so I'm going to go to 3 of them today and tell you if they are worth the hype. Fizz is a popular drink spot among Trinity students. They have an extensive menu of pre-made flavors, but you can also customize any soda that you want. It's similar to Sonic, but has a larger variety of drink options. They offer a drive-thru or a walk-up window where you can go, get your drink, and then sit outside. I'm here at Fizz, and I ordered a 16-ounce Berry Fuzzy Peach, which is Sprite with blackberry syrup and peach puree, and I'm gonna try it and rate it out of 10. It's surprisingly really good. I don't know why I was expecting it to be bad, but I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And I also want to definitely come back and try all of the other crazy flavors that they have. I would definitely recommend this for anyone who likes soda. The next stop is Honcho's, the House of Churros. They have many different kinds of churros in all different shapes and sizes, and many dipping sauces that you can choose for the side. This is also a popular dessert spot among Trinity students. Now I'm here at Honcho's, the House of Churros, where I got just a normal plain churro and I got strawberry sauce on the side, and I've already tried it and I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of 10. But it's kind of my fault because I let it sit for a second, so it got a little bit cold, but it is so good. And I actually could have gotten sauce injected on the inside, but I decided to just get it on the side to dip in. But very good, I highly recommend. Our next stop is Rise Up, a place that sells acai bowls and smoothies. They have a large variety of bowls on their menus, ranging from acai to other fruity bases like pitaya. Now I'm here at Rise Up, which is a place that sells acai bowls, and I got this huge bowl. It's almost the size of my head, and I got the candy bowl, which is their pitaya base. It has granola, blueberries, honey, and pineapple. So I'm gonna give it a try and then rate it out of 10. I'm very excited. My consensus is that it is good. I think I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. It's not as sweet as I wanted it to be, but I think that also is not necessarily a bad thing. Also, I am eating this at 5 p.m. It is dinner time. This is a breakfast food in my opinion, so I think I have to come back in the AM and maybe try a different one, but very good, very refreshing. I would recommend.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Release Date. I'm Zane Clow.
And I'm Audrey Post.
To make up for the two extremely old movies last week, we have two new ones to talk about this week. First up, Monkey Man.
Monkey Man, released April 5th, is an actual action film directed by and starring Dave Patel. The film follows a ring fighter only known as Kid, who goes on the warpath seeking vengeance against the people and institutions that murdered his mother.
I really enjoyed this film. From the trailers I saw and the little I knew about this movie, it looked like it took a lot of inspiration from John Wick. I think I was correct in this assumption, as they directly bring that up in this film's dialogue. This film wears that inspiration proudly on its sleeve in the best way possible. The action in this movie is great. It's fun, brutal, energetic, and very satisfying. The editing and action scenes can be a little too jump-cutty for my liking, but overall is very well done, with surprisingly smooth transitions from a first-person point of view to one outside of the character. The plot was relatively simple and a little predictable, but with a movie like this, that's hardly a concern when I'm just there to see people get killed in brutal and fun ways. This film is at its weakest, I find, when it tries to do anything outside of the immediately prescient plot and main character. This film strives to make commentary on issues of society, corruption in the police and politics, religious fanaticism, and its influence on the previously mentioned institutions, but I think these fall flat. None of these things are at the core of what the film is, and with very little time dedicated to them, feel more like afterthoughts to touch on something deeper rather than thematically relevant. Same thing goes for a lot of the side characters, who, after having one or two notable scenes, disappear and fade into obscurity, just to be brought back at the end to remind you the writers didn't completely forget about them, just mostly. It's not a perfect film, but the flaws are honestly easy enough to look past that I still think it's a very fun and solid action film that you should definitely see if you're interested. Next up, Civil War.
Civil War, directed by Alex Garland and starring Kirsten Dunst, Wagner Moura, Kaylee Spaney, and Stephen McKinley Henderson, released this past weekend. The film follows a group of journalists and photographers as they try to reach Washington, D.C. amidst a second American Civil War. They're going to obtain an interview and photograph with the president before the secessionist states reach and kill him.
This is probably going to be one of the most difficult films I've had to talk about on this show. The formal and technical choices made in this film astounded me. Not only is this film both beautiful conventionally and its depiction of violence and warfare, but a film using its visuals to do so much visual storytelling is something I rarely see. So much of this film is communicated just through shot composition, lens choice, focus. It's really incredible. There is one caveat, however, and that the plot and dialogue are genuinely god-awful. Scenes that so effortlessly generate tension with how they're paced, cutting to the right character's face at the right time with genius precision, are ruined by some of the worst lines of dialogue I've ever heard. This is made worse by the fact that the interpersonal components of the film I actually think would be really strong in isolation, but they are so inseparably connected to the horrible plot that I actually can't enjoy them. This film is so close to hitting the mark, but utterly misses it. It tries to, in an interesting and bold move, depict an apolitical view of a modern American Civil War by having objective and emotionally detached photojournalists act as a framing device. This, and its attempt at representing how Americans are apathetic to the conflicts that we don't see being relevant to us, and the suffering of others around the world, are so close to success, but ultimately fail. The issue is, this film is specific when it's safe to do so, making obvious to the point of redundancy observations such as racism is a problem in America and that's bad, but completely shies away from making any impactful statements at the risk of offending people. Having the secessionist states be completely absurd like Maoist Portland or Texas and California teaming up without ever giving any real explanation why feels like a cop-out to get the points and benefits for having social commentary without critically engaging with any of it. It is a film that is deeply complex and beautiful on the outside, but unfortunately rendered meaningless by its terribly hollow and cowardly centrist analysis of America and its problems. A satire that is as incongruent with reality as this film is no satire at all. That's all we have for release date. I'm Zane.
And I'm Audrey. Thanks for watching. Now, please enjoy a look at the San Antonio Pearl District's Makers Market.
Hello everybody, I'm Kate here with Local Finds, and today we're at the Pearl, which we're in the parking lot right now, the secret back parking lot. But we're about to go to the Sunday market, which is Makers Market, and I'm assuming that means like pictures, paintings, maybe some wood sculptures. I don't know. We'll find out. Come along. Hello, we're at our first vendor, and I'm here with
Raul Ronquillo.
Okay. And what are you doing here today? What is your shop? Give me all the details.
So I am a cookie shop vendor for, as it says here, Texas Cookie Shop. And we just sell cookies, cookie pops, and drinks as well.
Okay. And what is your favorite? What would you recommend us to buy today?
The German chocolate for sure. I love that one.
Is it like dark chocolate or?
Yeah, a little dark chocolate, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, we're here with the Happy Quacker.
Quacker, yeah. Like
Okay.
Duck, right?
And we're going to learn a little bit more about these amazing designs. Okay, go for it.
Hey, yeah, so I'm Scott Norman, owner of the Happy Quacker. Yeah, it's kind of like a side business I do. I work full-time at a lumber mill,
Oh, cool.
and it's also a pecan orchard. It's kind of a unique business outside of San Marcos.
Cool.
So all the wood is from there, and it's all like local Texas wood that are like storm or flood trees that fall. So you can see here, this is like a little Cybertruck design I do. And you can see it's nice spalted pecan wood.
Very cool.
So most of the stuff I do is for like kids, just trying to get them to engage with,
Yeah.
moving stuff and wooden toys and all that kind of stuff.
Great.
Yeah, I do some board games and designs and stuff like that for
Neat.
adults as well. So
Okay, and are you here every Sunday or?
yeah, I'm here every Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, from 10 to 2 on Sundays. So.
Awesome.
But I'm from San Antonio. I grew up like 1604 and 281. And
Cool.
I remember growing up, we had like our field days at Trinity, like on the
Oh,
soccer
neat.
field, so that was
Okay.
a lot of fun. I really love that.
Awesome.
But-
All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Scott. Hey, everyone. I'm here with Gourmet Texas Pasta with,
My name is Bryn.
okay. And Bryn, tell me a little bit about what's going on here today.
So my wife is the owner. We have been at this market for about 10 years now. Yeah, for quite a while. So she makes a vegan pasta. It's already flavored, extruded, dried. So it's got 10 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber. Available all over Texas. So we do 2 farmers markets, this one specifically, and then another in Austin. And then we're in every Whole Foods, Central Market, etc.
Oh, wow.
So I am here today volunteering for my wife.
Okay. And what is your favorite?
I would have to say I'm a garlic lemon pepper person.
Okay.
Shrimp scampi, chicken piccata, scallops,
Sounds
anything with
pretty
those
good.
citrus notes to them, I can adhere to. So
Okay. Thank you, Bryn.
absolutely, thank you guys.
Hey, everyone. I'm here with Bicomb, and I'm here with
Rhonda.
Okay, and Rhonda, tell me a little bit about what you have and you're offering today.
Okay, so we're a family business. We've been here 13 years. Started our farmers market days with produce. We grew vegetables, had our own milk goats.
Wow.
Began making soap with that and some salve, and then eventually over time that became what we do. So we make natural skincare and natural candles, and it's just family business. We live off in the country. Come in and do it and go back to the farm. So anyway, it's been really great for us.
Great. And what do you recommend for a first-time buyer?
Well, it's always it's hard to say for sure because the soaps are great. That's an easy thing. Lip balms are really popular, and all of our wax is local, beeswax. You know, so I don't know. It's hard to pick just one thing.
Well, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about KRTU Fest. I am here with Parker, so can you give us a little background information about what KRTU Fest is and it's all about?
KRTU Fest is the annual music festival that the radio station at Trinity puts on. It started last year and continued this year. Last year we had 2 interns that organized it mainly, and then they both studied abroad, so we had to like kind of start from scratch. But this year we had 4, which is nice. And it was bigger this year, and I'd say more successful.
Oh, nice.
Hot
How many bands?
It was 4 bands and a DJ, and it was a lot of fun. I think people had a lot of fun with it. As you can see in the video, lots of people there. Some good music, some good times.
Nice. So what was your role in running KRTU Fest this year?
I was in charge of like the production, so like there was just a lot of emails really. That's the secret to getting events done. It seems like a really cool event, but behind the scenes it's just someone sent like 30 emails. So that's kind of what I did, is I was emailing all these bands and like negotiating prices and scheduling times and making sure that the venue was cool with all of them and doing marketing. It was like a lot of emailing, a lot of chatting.
Nice. What was the most difficult part of your job?
Honestly, selecting the bands was really hard because like all the interns wanted different bands, obviously, because we were all like, well, I really like this band, but I really like this one. And then the venue wanted us to like get bands, obviously, that could bring people in. And so it was like a balance of like, well, we know we have to include this one because like she's a friend of the station and she's great. And then it was like, okay, we need 3 more. And then it was like, we looked at like a heavy metal rock band, and that felt weird putting next to singer-songwriter country, so there had to be some like synergy there. So it was kind of hard to find that balance, but I think we landed on it pretty good.
All right. Well, what was the best part, in your opinion, of KRTU Fest?
I just like the fact that it went well. It was great because a day of we were like doing the thing where we were like in our minds being like, I know we have RSVPs, but what if no one shows up? What if not a single one of them shows up? Or what if all the bands, like one of the bands we had never seen live that we booked, and we were like, what if they just suck? Like what if it's a surprise they're actually really bad? But it all went well. The bands killed it, genuinely. They all did great, and people showed up and people had fun.
Nice. Is there anything you would like to
add? Next year's going to be bigger. We keep joking that we're going to get JoJo Siwa to come next year because we're trying to get a bigger budget. So look out for some Karma live.
Oh, I'm hoping for it.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to tease.
That would bring in a crowd.
It would bring in a crowd. A good crowd.
Oh, yeah.
It would be friendly and nice and not stressful.
No, not at all.
The Siwanators are going to pull up. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, yeah.
We're here. Yeah. And we're loud.
Y'all are proud, yeah?
We're the vocal majority.
Good, as you should be. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio today. We hope you all enjoyed the show.